Imagine you are alone in a dark room. The silence is absolute, but suddenly your skin pricks. A cold shiver runs down your spine and you feel a presence, a heavy, looming weight right behind your shoulder. You turn around quickly, heart racing, but there is nothing there, just an empty hallway and the hum of the ventilation. Most people would call this a ghost. Some would call it a panic attack. But science has a much more unsettling explanation. You weren't haunted by a spirit. You were being attacked by a sound wave. We usually think of sound as something we hear with our ears, but sound is actually a physical force, a vibration of air molecules. When those vibrations happen at a frequency lower than 20 Hz, they fall into the realm of infrasound. You can't hear it, but your body absorbs it. And there is one specific frequency that acts like a biological hack for the human brain. 18.9 Hz, the frequency of fear. The discovery of this phenomenon didn't happen in a cathedral or a haunted mansion, but in a sterile medical laboratory in the 1980s. An engineer named Vic Tandy was working late when he started feeling a growing sense of dread. He felt watched. Then, in his peripheral vision, a gray, blurry figure appeared next to his desk. When he turned to face it, the apparition vanished. Tandy was a skeptic. He didn't call a medium, he looked for a cause. The next day, he noticed a fencing foil he had in the lab was vibrating violently in its rack, despite no one touching it. He realized the lab was acting like a giant organ pipe. A newly installed extractor fan was pulsing at exactly 18.9 Hz. Here is why that number is so terrifying. 18.9 Hz is almost identical to the resonant frequency of the human eyeball. When infrasound at this frequency hits your head, it causes your eyes to vibrate microscopically. This vibration distorts your vision, creating ghosts at the edge of your sight, gray, flickering shapes that disappear when you look directly at them. It's a literal optical illusion triggered by sound, but it goes deeper than just vision. This frequency targets our primal survival instincts. In nature, massive rumbles like earthquakes, tsunamis, or the low-frequency roar of a tiger produce infrasound. For millions of years, our brains learned that when the air vibrates at this low frequency, something life-threatening is happening. When you are exposed to 18.9 Hz today, whether from a faulty air conditioner, a wind turbine, or a heavy industrial pipe, your brain triggers a fight or flight response. Your heart rate climbs, your chest feels tight, and you feel an overwhelming sense of wrongness. You aren't scared because of what you see. You are scared because your nervous system thinks a predator is in the room. Filmmakers and sound designers have caught on to this. In the movie Irreversible, the director used infrasound during the opening scenes specifically to make the audience feel physically sick and anxious before anything even happened on screen. They weren't just watching a scary movie, their bodies were being manipulated into a state of biological terror. We live in an increasingly noisy world, but it's the noises we can't hear that are the most powerful. They are in our offices, our subways, and our bedrooms. They turn normal houses into haunted ones and quiet nights into nightmares. So, the next time you're alone and you feel that unmistakable chill, the sense that someone is standing right behind you in the dark, don't look for a ghost. Look for a vibration. Because sometimes the monster isn't a spirit from the past. It's just a wave of air hitting your eyes at exactly the right speed to make you lose your mind.